Like, I really moved back with nothing. I started over with nothing. And you're being 24, 25, that's scary. You don't know what's next. You don't expect to just be divorced. You don't expect to just, for your life to just be ripped from under you like that. What's up, guys? I'm SolÉ, international artist, and welcome back, or welcome to the Sit Down. This is your first week with us. Welcome to the Sit Down with SolÉ. How y'all doing? I mean, I'm doing good. I got my tea. I hope y'all ready for the tea. So get your cup if you're not ready, because it's gonna be juicy. It's gonna be lit. So, this is your first week with us here at the Sit Down. This is the place where we just talk about it. We just gonna talk about it. The good, the bad, the ugly. We just gonna get up in there. We gonna talk about it. This week on the Sit Down, our topic is married and divorced in my comments. We just gonna talk about it. That's it. We just gonna talk about it till we get to the tea, because y'all been having a lot of questions about it. Some of y'all didn't even know I was married, you know. But yeah, we're gonna get right into it. So let's go. Disclaimer before we get started in today's video. This video is not meant to tarnish anyone's name. It's not meant to ruin anyone's reputation. It's not meant to, you know, just try to tear anyone down. It's just simply my experience, what I went through, my story, just mine. So as some of you actually may or may not know, I was married. I got married in 2018. I was only married for about a year and a half, almost, I would say 2 years. And in my marriage, I did live in Japan. But once in my marriage, I was married to, my spouse was in the military. So that's on that. Right. So anyway, the scene is 2018, and I'm working at the mall and somewhere else part-time, and I meet a guy, and not paying him no mind, really no. And then maybe like 4 months later, I end up checking a random DM. So keep hope alive, guys. If you in a female DM and she's not responding, you never know, you might just get lucky. Anywho, I went to the DM and responded, and you know, we hung out and went from there. So we dated for about 6 months before we got married. I know, right? Crazy, right? Yeah, I know. Anyway, he was in the military, so as you know, or some of you may or may not know, if you're in a relationship or you're married to someone in the military, life is sporadic. I don't come from a military background family, so I didn't have any experience with anything military. So, you know, it was what it was. So he found out he got orders to go to Japan. I literally had like a day, no cap, a day to decide and figure out what I was gonna do, if I was gonna go, yes or no, what. So that was that. And we ended up getting married. Before we moved to Japan, I told him the only way I would move is if A, I could continue to do music, and B, I could stay in school. So I was promised I would get a home studio. I was promised I'll be able to do all these things with music. I was still gonna be able to record, blah, blah, blah. So you could sense my frustration when I got over there. I couldn't go to school, I couldn't do music, and I couldn't find a job. Where's my sense of purpose? Where is my money? Where's my independence? What is life anymore? Who is this man I married? So that's where I was at when we got married. So we ended up getting married. So he finally got orders. We ended up getting married, what, like a week later. I went to the courthouse, and we left maybe like a month and a half after that. We were gone to Japan. And yeah. So went to Japan, we were married. It was just us two. We had a little crib on base. We had a 3-bedroom apartment. It was what it was. It won't what it won't. He went on deployment maybe like 3 or 4 months into us being there, and he was gone for maybe like 6 or 7 months. So I was there in Japan by myself like a lot, and we really didn't communicate. We communicated via email a lot, and I'm a Gemini. I like to communicate. I need to communicate. So we maybe emailed. The first half of the deployment we didn't talk at all on the phone. The second part of the deployment we kind of talked a little bit, but our marriage was just literally consisted of emails. And during this time I was in Japan doing my music, being an international artist, trying to find friends and find my way and figure myself out and just figure life out in general. And that's where I was in Japan.
Bro, being a military spouse is like the hardest thing I've done. in my entire life. You gotta adjust to moving to a new place. You gotta adjust to your spouse being gone. Then you gotta adjust for your spouse being back. Like, bro, it's like being single and then being married. Like, you single half of the year, then you married half of the year. Like, do you know how hard it is to get used to living by yourself, being by yourself, and then you gotta adjust to a whole nother human being? Like, bro, on everything, I'd be ready to go back to the crib.
So he ended up coming back, and we ended up talking about a divorce in October of 2019. And then when I came home for Christmas break in December, I actually got served with divorce papers on Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas, mother suckers. Right? Christmas Eve, playing Christmas Eve games with my family, the doorbell rings, and we got served. Not we, I got served with divorce papers. So then I moved back to, I had to go back for my flight, so I moved back to Japan in January, went back, and then I was trying to figure out how I was going to get home, scrambling. It was a lot of legal stuff going on, a lot of things I kind of don't care to get into detail about this video, maybe in a different video when it's that time to talk about it. But some things, like I said, I'm not here to tarnish anyone's name. Like, I'm here to talk about the overall picture, not the ugly, gritty, like, not the details, because some things that happen inside of a marriage, you have to be in a marriage to understand. So that's on that. So yeah, so I was trying to figure out where to get home, and I ended up moving back at the end of February, and then I started my job on March the 2nd. And now it is March oh, it's actually the anniversary of when I started my job, and like kind of when I moved back. Wow, look at God and look at time and look how life just brings everything together. And that's crazy. I'm doing this video, like a reflection video, on that day. Wow. So I'm going to get into some questions so I can get more into details. These questions are from you all. Questions that, you know, y'all been having for a while, because like I said, I don't post a lot of my personal stuff on social media. So like a lot of y'all didn't even know I was married. A lot of y'all didn't even know I was in Japan. So like, yeah. All right. So the first question is, do you think you got married too young? Too young? No. I really don't believe like it's a certain age, or, you know, when a person should or shouldn't get married. I really feel like it's your maturity level. I mean, your maturity level. Some people are like there at like 17, 18. Yeah, I'm ready to get married. And they're mature. Like, some people are 26 and still operate as if they're 23. You know what I'm saying? I don't really feel like I got married too young. I was I don't know, I was like 23 when I got married. I don't think that was too young for me, 23, 24. I personally don't think so. So, no. The next question is, do you think you got married too soon or too fast? Yes. Yes. Yes, I did. Yes. In this case, I did. Now, to play the devil's advocate, in every situation, you don't really need that long to know. You know, me personally, I be feeling like, I don't know, shout out Ain't Been Home. But me personally, I don't know, I feel like I be knowing. But in this situation, I realized that, okay, because, actually, back to question number one, we both were the same age when we got married. So it wasn't like he was older, I was younger. We both were the same age. And as far as too fast, okay, so listen, like I said, we were dating for 6 months. In those 6 months, did I see red flags? Yes, I did. And I know y'all be like, oh, see, that was the issue, sis. When you saw the red flags, you should have turned around. And you know, but listen, they weren't like crazy things. There were things more like he's really quiet, or more like, you know, he doesn't really have a lot of friends. That's actually really correct. But it was just more so things like that, more like social things, not really like, you know what I'm saying? And then things I did have questions about, like, you know, personal things. Like, you know, people have issues with their parents, or they're like, you're a parent not being in your life. I had questions like that. Those were all, even in marital counseling, like, the questions were all just cool. Even the questions that the counselor asked him, the counselor was like, you know, you can give me your true answer. So in those 6 months, you know, I the version of that person I was getting, I thought it was right. But if we had kept dating, if those orders hadn't come up in Japan, and I know for sure if we had kept dating past those 6 months, we would have for sure broke up. I know that. That's not even like no salt or no shade, because I would have eventually found out the true person that person was. So 6 months, I feel like it depends on how genuine a person is, because I'm the type person where like I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. Like you gonna know from jump, okay, she got an attitude, her mouth a little slick, she a little, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be ABC. Like I'm not like, I don't feel like I have to be somebody else to get you to like me because I'm so likable. I mean, that sounded really conceited, but y'all know what I mean. You know what I mean. But anyway, the answer was yes. 6 months was way too soon. Okay, and if you're thinking about getting married, just it's okay to be engaged for a year. It's okay to be engaged for 6 months. Get engaged. But marriage, think about it. All right. Okay, question number 3 is, has your outlook on marriage changed at all? And that answer is no. Why? Because I'm SolÉ. I'm positive. You know, I'm a hopeless romantic, and I'm not ashamed to say it. Okay? I'm gonna find love, and love's gonna find me. And I will get married, and I'm gonna be somebody's wife, and I'm gonna have a house with a kid. So yes, and no, it hasn't changed my outlook on marriage. Yes, I will get married in the future. All right, question answered. So what happened, period? You seemed so happy before y'all left. So this is somebody who actually, you know, probably interacted with us personally and seen us. But like I said, in those 6 months, like, okay, like say somebody know exactly that's what you like it's exactly what you want. It's not that hard to pretend to be something else for 6 months. I'm just leave it at that. And that's kind of what that situation was. Like the person was just trying to be the person that I thought, or the person that they thought, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know how it is when you really like someone and you don't want to lose them. So it was that type of situation. And then when we got over there, like I said, it's a lot of things that I'm not going to go into detail about, because I'm not trying to tarnish nobody's name. It's something just is what it is. If you know, you know, and if you don't, you just don't. But, and some things happened. I mean, literally the first week I got there, I wanted to go home. The third day I got there, I called my best friend, one of my best friends. And she can recall this. I'm not gonna put her name on there, but I called her, sis, I want to come home. This is not right. I don't even know who he is. Like something changed. Like something in there. When we walked out of that courthouse, I can't even explain it. I cannot even explain it. When we walked out the courthouse, it was like something in the air. Like something was just different. I think that sounds crazy, but I just knew something wasn't right. So it was never a time when we got there when I was just like, oh yeah. Like on Instagram, you can post whatever you want to post. Like I'm not gonna post I hate Japan. I'm not gonna post I'm about to go through a divorce. I'm not gonna post any of that. Of course, it looked like everything was peachy keen, like everything was, you know what I'm saying, peaches and cream, but it wasn't. It really wasn't, sis. And that's the real tea. But you know what I'm saying, it was also like we got there in October. By December, we had a conversation that I wanted a divorce. It just wasn't what it looked like. And I was just stuck there, literally. Trying to make the best of what I could. Trying to go through counseling, trying to make things work. Went through counseling. I suggested, you know what I'm saying? I read books, did a lot of things, I tried to do a lot of stuff, and it just wasn't right. And at the end of the day, my safety came first, and I did that to get up out of there. And that's on that. All right. Was it an easy decision? And I don't know if anybody has ever told you that deciding to get a divorce was easy, but if they did, they're heartless. I'm telling you that right now. Like, it don't matter like how much you don't like the person at the time. No matter, like, do you know how much that's gonna crush their soul? Like, how much it's gonna crush their spirit? Like, that's not an easy decision. Like, I first knew I wanted a divorce December of 2018. I think I said again I wanted a divorce in January of 2000. You get the point. The point is, before I ever finally came out and was like, yo, this is this, I told him again before he went in his deployment. We had to talk about it. We had emails about it. So it wasn't like it was just popped up on him. Like he came up from the deployment and life was what it was. And that's one side of the story that I really didn't like. Like, people made it seem like I pulled it out of nowhere. Like, I just woke up one day and was like, I hate him or I don't like him. Just because I am sporadic, and I, you know what I'm saying, I do emotions be all over the place. But that's not a decision you just wake up and make. That took me almost a year to decide I wanted a divorce. So no, it was not an easy decision. And even when I did make the decision, I was brokenhearted when I made it. But as women, our hearts break through the relationship. When we finally decide we're done with you, when we decide we're done, we're done. We already cried. Okay, so all in all, I would say that it was a experience where I definitely got to know myself, because like I said, in Japan I was alone a lot and dealing with these things a lot. Like, it's a different time zone, so if I'm dealing with something, I can't just pick up the phone and text somebody and expect them to be there for me. And in a marriage, you just don't have everybody in your business. It's you and your person. So I definitely, the pros of this situation, I matured a lot. Like, you know, coming back, your family still see you as the same person. But when I say being married and being in another country, that when I say that turned me into like the woman that I needed to be, I was so glad it happened. It really like almost stripped me of everything. That's why the album Vulnerable came out the way it did. It stripped me. I didn't have like financially vulnerable, like everything was, even when I moved back, I didn't have money. I moved back with 2 suitcases. Because the way I was forced to leave, the way I was forced to get back home, COVID, everything was happening. The military was pretty much kicking me out. Like, it was just a lot going on. And I didn't have a job. I didn't have money. I didn't have clothes. To this day, I have like 10 boxes of stuff still in Japan. I still don't even have all my stuff from there. So what y'all see me wear, that's just, you know what I'm saying, for that. It definitely gave me way more confidence in myself, and way more confidence in myself as an artist, because being in a whole other country where they don't understand your language, they don't understand your culture, they don't understand what you're saying in your music, and to go out there and for me to have every single show I did be a paid show, and to be an official international artist while doing all this stuff, going through a divorce, you know what I'm saying, like, that really made me realize that if I can go over here and get a fan base and get these people to want my signatures and be paying me to come here and go there, when I go back home, I'm tearing my city up. So that's why when I came back, I kind of came back with such a vengeance. So I guess you could say being married and divorced in my 20s turned me into a big dog. So that's all I got this week for the sit down with SolÉ. If you have some questions about, you know, anything I said, anything I didn't say, questions about just being married in general, what I experienced, drop them in the comments below. I'll respond. Or just hit me up on Instagram. Follow me. Here's my Instagram if you don't follow me. Follow me, subscribe to this channel. And if it's a topic you want us to sit down and talk about, we can sit down and talk about it. And soon I'm going to have some of y'all up here to talk about it with me. So stay tuned for that. And I'll also have a really big announcement coming up. So make sure y'all keep checking these videos, keep sitting down with me, and keep talking with me. I'll see y'all next week on the Sit Down with SolÉ for the tea.